Speaker, to the Minister of Government and Consumer Services. First, I'd like to thank the Minister on her years of service to her constituents and wish her well after June 7th. Speaker, the Ministry of Government and Consumer Service oversees the Technical Standards and Safety Association. We learned this morning on CBC that this agency actually has a policy of not keeping records of certain safety inspections. This is unacceptable, and the fact that such a policy exists is indicative of just how the TSSA thinks itself above the norms of accountability and integrity. What is it that this government is trying to help the TSSA hide?
Minister of Government and Consumer Services.
Well, first, I want to thank the member for his kind words. Very appreciated. Thank you very much. So, and thank you for the question, too. I saw the story as well. And as the member knows, the TSSA is responsible for administering and enforcing standards in different sectors, whether it's fuels, boiler and pressure vessels, and operating engineers, elevating devices, amusement devices, upholstery and stuff, articles, and so on and so on. And they are often the first responders, and in case of when the fire marshals called in, or investigations of public safety, which is at the core of their mandate. And in terms of residential record keeping, which I believe the minister or the member is referring to, rather, the TSSA has advised my ministry they've enhanced their documentation process, and since January of this year, all residential inspections now include a record of inspection. I'll be glad to answer more in a supplementary. Thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Speaker, back to the minister. When Justice Cunningham laid bare the unacceptable situation at Terrion, which had been known to consumers and stakeholders for years, the minister appeared genuinely contrite and stated the agency had drifted too far from government. Speaker, the TSSA is no different. For 15 years, our government refused to provide a clear direction towards integrity, accountability, and transparency. What was supposed to remain at arm's length within the grasp of government if the need arose appears to now move to another planet. Information that should be disclosed to residents is claimed not to exist. But when the ministry came calling, poof, out of thin air, the information suddenly appears in their mailboxes. Will this ministry finally bring some shred of accountability and integrity to the TSSA and stand up for the residents of Ontario?
Thank you. Minister.
So, again, thank you for the question. And the member knows full well, as my critic, that the TSSA is a delegated administrative authority, and as such, technical questions should be directed to them. In this case, my understanding is also that the TSSA has gone above and beyond in responding to nearby consumer concerns, so I thank them for doing that. But, Speaker, I have to ask, with all due respect, the PC government and its planned cuts, I have to ask what that will do in terms of consumer services. Will there be less inspections? Will there be less enforcement? Will they curtail the powers of our important delegated admin authorities that focus on safety and security of people in Ontario? Will it affect other offerings by the government in terms of what Service Ontario does and the wait times? Will those increase? Will there be cuts to services and programs?